talking about the 5 dimensions of culture.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first one, power distance, PD.
PD, power, P, D, distance. What does it mean?
This refers to the degree of inequality that exists and is accepted. So among people with and without power, a high PD scores indicates that society accepts an unequal distribution of power, that people understand their place in the system. So for the low PD,
low power distance means that power is shared.
yeah.
Okay, and people, they are more equal, right? And well dispersed. So it also means that society members view themselves as equals.
So what is the example, what countries are under the high PD?
Well, it is surprising to know when we check the information from the Hofstede centers, the highest PD among all the countries is from
The Philippines.
Yeah, is it true?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. What have you seen? I mean, the companies, the structures.
So in the Philippines, we can see centralized companies,
Centralized companies,
strong hierarchies,
strong hierarchies.
yeah, and large gaps in compensation, authority, and respect. So that's why Philippines is under what is the highest PD among the country. So what can be the tips on how socializing with high PD countries?
Okay, before we're talking about tips, remember last time you mentioned about, if you want to, in your school, if you want to apply something, to asking for the permission of the school that your student can allow to doing something. There's a lot of document that you need to, a lot of forms that you need to fill out. So tell me about that and how that related to that high power D, the society background.
As a student leader on our university, at the Far Eastern University, in making an events or activities at the school, you will be encountering a lot of papers. You will be forwarding it to the different departments of the school, and it will take a week or a month to be approved. So it is one example of the PD in the Philippines. So there are a lot of approvals. It will go to the different departments of the school, and it will take a long time to be approved.
Okay, so well, now you understand the Filipino culture is high PD, so you will not complain that schools are very strict. Why so they spend so much time in the paperwork, right?
Yeah.
So now you have an understanding.
Yeah, I have an understanding on why does project exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the tips, so do you have any suggestion?
I think for the high PD countries, we should acknowledge a leader's power.
Acknowledge leaders' power, no matter what.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect.
Yes.
So we should be aware that you need to go to the top for answers. So I think you should ask questions to the leaders, and you should acknowledge him as your boss.
No matter if you think that we are smarter than him, but still we have to honor that position. And we have to respect that the wisdom from the top, from the seniors, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're talking about low PD.
Low PD.
What does it mean, low PD?
Low PD, it has a flatter. It should be flatter organizations.
Flatter organizations.
Yeah, and it is a large amount of loyalty and respect for members of the group.
Okay.
So
in this kind of culture, they have a lot of staff, or few staffs.
yeah.
Which one?
A lot of few steps.
A lot, few staff. So they not like they do not depend on the lot of the staff to control, to manage the hierarchies, right?
Yeah. So one of the countries that has low PD is Austria.
Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So country, the background, the cultural background that is, it can be more flexible.
Yeah, flexible.
More flexible, and then also the.
I think the group itself has a larger and people take more responsibility for each other.
Okay, take care of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the good thing is, you know, you have the more freedom, but the bad thing, sometimes you lose, you win, you lose, and you have to be more independent. Take care of yourself. Okay, and maybe you don't have the support from the top, and you have to be independent to make things happen.
Yeah.
Right?
And it means that power is shared and well dispersed.
Okay, so this kind of culture that keeps to work together is to use the teamwork.
Yes.
And we need to get people involved, as many as possible, so making the decision.
Yeah. So for the next one, we have individualism.
Individualism.
So it's IDV.
IDV. Okay. So individualism, I think the contrast is collectivism. So some culture, they're from individually the background. Individualism means that individuals are expected to take care of only themselves or only immediate the families. And collectivism represents a preference for a tightly knit the framework in society in which that individual that they can expect their relatives or member of a particular group to look after them in exchange for unquestioning loyalty. And a society position on this dimension is reflected in whether their self-image is defined in terms of I or we. So individualism, the background, always emphasize I or me. This is what I did. This is my responsibility. Okay, they take the more personal the recognition and personal needs before the group the needs. And however, the collectivism background, they emphasize the group. Okay, they emphasize this is the decision made by us. Okay, and this is the needs. This is this idea initiated by us. And so the challenges that the teamwork, organized by the team as the support all the ideas to make it come true.
So, one of the high examples of high IDV is United States of America, USA. So, what is a high IDV score? It indicates loose connections between families, lack of interpersonal connection, and a little sharing of responsibilities.
Okay. Well, I think the high variation of people's their time and need for freedom.
Freedom. Yeah.
Okay. This is my responsibility. This is my schoolwork. This is my job. This is my future. So made a decision by what? By the person, by the individual. And also they enjoy more about the challenges, expectation about the rewards of the hard work, and then they would like to the respect for the privacy. So leave me alone, and I don't want other people to control my decision. So they respect more personal powers, the empowerment, that kind of levels, and then the privacies.
So Miss Judy, you've stayed for United States, from USA for a couple of months. Then did you notice that they have high IDV?
Yeah. So you will see the young people. They always they have the full of energy, and they pursue the personal excellence. They're very opinionated what they want. They know they have more creative ideas about the decision they want to make. But from the youth or the children from the Chinese cultural background, they sometimes, I think that they more they listening more from their parents' advice, and sometimes the parents they were jumping a lot of their ideas and provide the guidelines to the children and how they're going to live their life, for their career, for their college life. So it's very different things, to see the culture, how the parents they involve to their children because of the different cultural values. Mm-hmm.
So for socializing with the high IDP countries, we should acknowledge their accomplishments.
Yes.
And we should not ask for too much personal information.
Mm-hmm.
And encourage debate and express own ideas.
Yeah. So what does mean not asking too much personal information? Because high ID people, they lack respect their privacy. Okay, so it is not in fact for a local student from Taiwan, it is not applied that you're asking about a person's how much the salary that they earn per month, how much they pay for their rent, how much they cost, about the age, those are the very personal things. Also, this is not polite, not appropriate for us to ask this kind of questions. So so just be aware, okay? And high IDV, the culture will expect the young people they can encourage the debate and the expression of their own ideas. So the students or the employee, they can be more vocals, to share the more ideas, and even they can questioning about the authority, about the decision they made. Yeah.
So for low IDV, we have the Venezuela.
Venezuela, okay.
So why Venezuela? So
Well, let's talking about the characteristic about the IDV first. Mm-hmm.
Because the emphasis on building skills and becoming masters of something. They work for intrinsic rewards and harmony more important than honesty.
Well, I think it's the key, harmony, okay? Because harmony is, so because in a group, if everyone has his opinion, that is so easily that we can argue, And so if we value the harmony, we will value the peace, and then we will be willing just sacrifice, our own ideas, and then we'll be willing to to put the group value first, okay? And until that everyone got a consensus, and we do it as the decision made by the team, okay? And so intrinsic means not just only from the reward from the outside, reward from the money or the the status or the recognition, but intrinsic is like we feel like that everyone that we get along, we have a very peaceful and and a sound relationship in the working environment, and so that is something we call it intrinsic. Yeah.
I think they have a strong loyalty and respect for their members. That's why they value harmony.
Yeah.
So it also have they have also responsibility for each other. So that's the important for them, a teamwork.
Teamwork. So that we work with the this kind of the culture. The number one very important that we need to show respect to the elder, and then the wisdom from the top, right? And we also need to suppress the feeling and the emotion to work in harmony. Okay, for example, even I don't like what the decision you made, but still I need to respect. I need to respect. I don't like the decision that my boss, made the decision. But since that is a decision already made by the top, and I still will need to respect and follow. So we not only respect others' decision, also we need to respect the traditions. Yeah, and then introduce the change slowly. Even that is not right. We know that definitely we need to get a change, but not to do it so quickly, but take a slow step.
Step by step.
Step by step. So whenever everyone, they see it, and they see the needs, why we need to have change. So that kind of the change will be happening in a smooth, the environment.
Yeah. So that's how we can socialize with a low IDV people, low IDV country.
No IDV country.